Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Chris, and this is Regular Guy Training. With me, I have
Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors.
So, for those of you that have been watching me for a while and have recognized what range that I've been on, I don't own the place. He does, right? He also does his own level of training and that kind of stuff, where you take guys out and you do things with them and that kind of deal. Also, the local PD comes out to this range and they do stuff gun-related, probably badly. So I couldn't just do it and keep it. Sorry. But point is, though, is I'm stepping on shit. Point is we're making an announcement. What we're doing here is we're going to do a joint class together, and this will be a one-day vehicular class, right? So what this is it's one day, 650 rounds, and you can either bring joint rifle, pistol, or just rifle, and if you want to, shotgun, that kind of thing. So those of you that are testing out your vehicle setups and that kind of deal, you can come out, and again, we're doing a joint thing because it's his materials and that kind of stuff, and he's going to be facilitating a lot of it, and I'm writing a bunch of the curriculum. So there it is. So as far as particulars, you can go ahead and tell them a little bit about that.
Like he said, we're going to do handgun, rifle, shotgun. Brought him in because he knows a lot more about the vehicle tactics than I do. Right now we got one car for sure, possibly going to have two, so that's going to limit the class a little bit. So we talked about how many.
Yeah, and what it turns into is that if we have one car, that's 8 people. If we have two, that'll go to 12. So really close to my standard for the max on students and that kind of thing. We're also gonna have like a bullpen for guys that are waiting up to go into drills, so that we can have somebody hovering over you and teaching and telling you what's what, and you can start your planning phase before you do the actual car stuff. We're gonna rotate vehicles around, so you have different contact sides, like left, right, forward, that kind of thing. And what helps with that is that, okay, there's glass to shoot through, there's concussion you're gonna have to deal with. We're gonna teach guys how to sweep, friggin' firearms and that kind of stuff. It's no big deal. So as far as date, we're looking at August 31st. So very tail end of August. I waited a little bit to put this out, mostly because we needed to figure out particulars as far as just materials, how much ammo you needed and that kind of stuff. And we settled on one day, 650 rounds, and that kind of thing. This is also a non-prerequisite course because it's under his banner and not mine.
And the 650 rounds is going to be a mixture of what you've got, the shotgun, rifle, handgun.
Yeah.
And we're going to do, this class we're going to do $125. That's on the low end considering what we're having to pay for the class, but this is the first one we're doing, so this is going to be like kind of like a beta class, if you will. But we're going to minimize wait time. You won't be doing a whole lot of waiting. If you're not in the car doing stuff, you're going to be with other instructors over to the side, learning how to do stuff while we're doing it. So.
Yeah, and most of the reason why I got brought in the first place was just better ways to teach said things, because we've done this kind of shit before. We've done vehicle stuff and that kind of thing. It's just, he brought me in to basically ask, okay, how do I do this with X number of people without making them bored as shit, and that's where I come in and do that kind of deal. So,
and also stating that there's no prerequisite for this class. We do want people with handgun skills. We don't want people that's new coming out here trying to fight in a car. So we do want a little bit of skill and knowledge behind what you're doing before you come out here for this class.
Right, and that's a big thing too, is because like with my courses and that kind of stuff, there are classes where you must have X or Y in order to take said course, blah, blah, blah. It's not that way here. But like you said, this isn't baby's first introduction to pick a thing. And
the reason why, we just don't want to slow down the class a lot, and that's what we would have to do if we had new people coming out. So.
And granted, I'm not asking you for tons of experience. I'm not asking you to have like a billion classes underneath you and that kind of stuff. What we are looking for more than anything else is, okay, I know how to load and fire the thing properly. I know how to not sweep people, and preferably if I've gone through a class or a bunch of matches, because because understanding how to work guns around people that also have loaded guns is the kind of experience that we're looking for, not so much the tactical experience and blah blah blah.
Right, but we need people to have good equipment too, good functional equipment. Drawing from a holster, inside a car is a lot different than being out on the flat range drawing. So
Yeah.
know your equipment, all that stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're fucking around with like appendix and that kind of thing too. So whatever you got, we can go ahead and do all of that. Like you said, it's $125 for the course because it's not under my banner. My $35 a month Patreon guys, you fucked. But if you want to come out and get some vehicle stuff, because people have been beating me over the head with vehicle things, with vehicle-oriented classes for a while.
And this is going to lead to more with the regular guy training. I might do some too, but we'll do more in the future. But this is just basically a test class.
Yeah, because you're high if you think that I'm not going to take lessons learned from this or take this initial format and then turn it into something bigger. Especially guys that have taken classes with me before. You already know, like we get ridiculous on the audible calling. So, you know, it is what it is then.
Okay.
So, unless you got anything else.
That's about it.
All right,
that
cool.
Pretty much covered it.
August 31st, Red River Tactical. I'm getting ready to put it on the website. We are going to be here at 7 in the morning until we're done.
Yep.
And all that information is going to be on the website and that kind of thing. And I'm putting this up before all of my schedule revisions because this class actually takes place before my last calendar class. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up pretty much immediately. Like by the time that you see this video, it'll be on the calendar. So
Be prepared for rain because Chris is going to be here.
yeah, it's like, dude, anytime I got business or something important to do, I mean, you heard it. If you looked up, you could probably read the sky and figure out, oh, it's going to fucking rain today. So, but yeah, be prepared for rain and that kind of stuff. Be prepared to sit in soggy seats because that's just the nature of things. And be prepared for a little bit of glass exposure. I would suggest like moisture wicking long sleeves. And this just helps for little things.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be hot.
yeah, and people shoot pillars or sides of doors and that kind of stuff. And yeah, we'll try to hammer that stuff down, but it's just the nature of the beast. You don't want to get cut. So I would suggest like moisture wicking longer sleeves and that kind of thing if you're going to come out here and do this. So. So that's all I have. That's all he's got. So remember, guys, regular guy's firearm is the last defense against tyranny. Easy.